youtube.com/MugenLord. Subscribe to the channel for gaming news, updates, discussion, and live streams. Signing off.
Hey guys, it's MugenLord here, and I'm back again with another video, and today I want to talk about Astral Chain for the Nintendo Switch. Now in this video I just wanted to give you my overall thoughts and my impressions of what I think about the game so far, is because, oh my god, this game is truly amazing. This is an amazing game for the Nintendo Switch, and I don't know why. I have a backlog of games from both my PS4 and Nintendo Switch, and I don't know why I wait so long to jump on and just play these games. It's because I had Astral Chain since the game had released last year, and it's been now what, a year later, and I'm just now opening the game, and I'm saying to myself while I'm holding the controller in my hand, and I'm saying to myself, why did I wait this long to play this game? This game is absolutely amazing. This game is super addictive, and I must say that the art design, the style that they decided to go for with this game fits the Nintendo Switch perfectly, which means that the game will age pretty well no matter how old the game gets. It has this cell shade anime vibe and this anime look to it, which makes the game even more pleasuring to the eyes, and it actually feels like that I'm actually playing a little literal anime. Now if you guys don't know, this game is also made by Platinum Games. Now Platinum Games, these guys have a history of making some of the most addictive action combat games ever this generation. Now if you guys have played Nier Automata, I can safely say and happily say that you will get that same experience, if not even better experience, than Nier Automata, because it borrows some of that cool holding on to the edge of your seat combat with combos. You're using your Legion as you use assist attacks and everything, and I just think that the combat is what makes this game shine the most, and it makes it super addictive. And it seems like that Platinum Games, no matter which game they design or which game they help develop for other companies, they always come up with a different combat schemes, or they come up with different mechanics to make every game that they have feel special. It feels new, it feels fresh, it doesn't feel like something similar from their last entries of other games that they made in the past. So every game is unique in their own way, and I appreciate what they've done. Now with Astral Chain, pretty much the story allows you to take control of one of two characters. They're twins, they're brother and sisters, and when the game starts you can choose which of the twins that you want to use. Now depending on which twin that you use, you'll be able to customize the character. So I decided to go with the sister. I decided to pick the female, and I tried my best to pretty much make the sister match one of my 3D hentai characters named Faith Tanaka, which I'll show an image right here. So I try to get her to look similar to that character, and I think I pretty much pulled it off somewhat, and it looks just like her in a way. And once you pick your character, the opposite character, the opposite sibling, will still play a major role in the story, and also the sibling will also have dialogue and be able to talk. So since I picked the sister, Akira, which is the brother, he does most of the dialogue, and your character is pretty much a silent protagonist. And pretty much it also encourages multiple playthroughs, so after you beat the game with the sister, maybe you want to go back and play it with the brother. So I also want to do that. I think that's going to be pretty interesting to see how the dialogue or anything between the characters change. Now what I find interesting is that the gameplay, you're playing as police officers in this, I guess you could say, this post-apocalyptic type of world, because right now what's going on is these creatures called chimeras showed up, and they're pretty much ravaging the human population, and they reduce the population down to a very small amount, to the point everything is destroyed, and humans have to pretty much seclude themselves into like one island or one area where the city is pretty much encapsulated and closed off from the rest of the world. So all walks of life, every culture, every race is all in this one place, which I think is pretty cool as well. So you get different ethnicities, you got diversity, you got everything that's there in this one world. So pretty much these chimeras is pretty much ravaging the human population, and people can't see these chimeras at all until this special task force was formed, and they was able to get their hands on these chimeras, and they were able to pretty much do some experiments, do some research, to the point where they's able to find special people who are to be able to code their DNA and link them to these chimeras, and link them together with these chains called the Astral Chains. Once they're connected, they're able to use them as weapons. This is the only way that the humankind or the mankind has to be able to face off these chimeras, because the world is pretty much coming to an end, because now they're popping up more frequently. Now, in order to combat chimeras, you have to use chimeras, which they call legions, in order to be able to face and fight them off in order to save the world and everything. So pretty much your character is, and your, I guess you say the twins, your adopted father named Maximilian had pretty much found out and discovered that the chief of Neuron, which is Neuron is pretty much the agency that pretty much put together this task force of special police officers who are able to use these legions, had pretty much recruited the twins. And Maximilian does, like, he's not really up to it, or he's really not liking it, because he's like an overprotective father. He don't want his adopted children to get into the mess that he's into. And the father, of course, Maximilian. We also have Alicia and a few other characters, Jen, and the rest of them have their own chimeras as well, or legions as well. And you pretty much get caught up into this conspiracy and a lot of other things, which involves you guys. And now y'all have legions of your own, and that's when the story embarks from there. And that's what I love about this. It reminds me of the way the setting is and the way the characters interact and how some of the characters are. It gives me this Ghost in the Shell and Psychopaths type of vibe to it, which I think is also pretty cool. And this game is very, like, I guess you could say, broken into chapters, which they call files. So every time you complete a file, you move on to the next chapter, and each chapter has its own type of missions that you can complete. So this is also good for, I guess you could say, people who are completionists. And the way the gameplay works, since you're a police officer, you go on investigations, which I think is pretty cool as well, is because you go into different parts of the city. I like the one city, the one part where we had to go find this woman named Jenna, and we had to actually walk around the city. And I just think that the visuals, it remind me of New York and somewhat like a cross between Tokyo as well. And you get to travel around the city, and you get to investigate, ask questions, and once you collect notes, and you come back together with the rest of the team, and then you put together the information that you had gathered together, and you get experience points, and you get ranked on based on the information that you collected. So it also forces you to pretty much pay attention to details when you run across different NPCs, and these quests also give you more experience points and that boost up your grade level. And I just think that's pretty cool. I thought it was pretty interesting where I was able to pick up cans off the ground, and I was able to put the cans in the recycle can and bin, and it also gave me some experience points as well, which I thought was pretty cool. And you also get penalized if you hurt the NPCs. And I accidentally ran the traffic light, which I didn't think I could do. I seriously didn't. I ran across the traffic light, and I lost points for that as well. So you actually got to wait for the traffic light to go green in order for you to run across the street, even though you're a police officer, which I thought was pretty cool. You can apprehend people using your legion. You can wrap your chain around the enemy, around the NPCs to subdue them and everything, which I think is pretty cool. It's just overall, the characters are lovable. I love the characters. They all have personality to them, and every cop doesn't feel like a generic cop. Every cop has their own name. They have their own personality, so you get a chance to know the characters and know how they behave and know how they respond to each other. And another character I thought was pretty cool or pretty funny, I think her name is Marie, and she walks around with this dog costume named Lappy, I believe it's called Lappy. I think it's just such a cute character, and she's so funny, so goofy and everything, and I just think it's an extra added touch to this game. And not only that, you can also customize your avatar or your character even farther when you go back to the police station, the Neuron police station, and you can go to the locker room and you get to unlock different outfits, which I have yet to do. I found some other pieces to accessories which you can unlock by completing certain tasks while you out on the field doing police work. Also, you can customize your legion. You can clean them off once you get into some of the, I guess you could say, the debris that you run into when you fight in other chimeras as well. And just the game is just awesome. You have 3 different type of weapons. You have your baton, then you have your X baton, which is the Gladius, which is the much bigger weapon, which takes more damage, but you attack much slower. And then you have your range weapon, which is your pistol, which I think is pretty cool. So each weapon's type has its own play style, and it also allows you to pretty much switch between them while you're performing combos. So depending on what enemy that you're fighting, you change up your weapon style or your baton based on the enemy that you're fighting, and then you collect different legions as you play the game, and each legion has their own class type, which is like sword. You got heavy big arms, you have beast, you have different type of styles, you got arrows for long range. So depending on the situation and depending on how you want to approach certain chimeras that you run across, especially like bosses, you can switch between each chimera, similar to how you can be able to switch between your different baton styles, which this game is very free form when it comes to the combat. It allows you to be creative, because the more creative you are, it has this Devil May Cry and Nier Automata type of feel to it. The more creative that you are, the more points that you score and the better rating that you get after defeating, you know, these chimeras and after defeating the boss. So it's very addictive, and you always want to come up with different cool ways and creative ways in order to accomplish certain feats when fighting different enemies. But overall, man, I'm loving the game. I'm glad you guys had stopped through on the live stream that I had of me playing some Astral Chain. Right now, I'm on chapter 5. I'm continuing to play through. From what I heard, is there's only 12 chapters, and the game's not really that long. I think it's, I believe, about 20 to 25 hours. So I'm really enjoying it. Right now, I'm in the midst of this big conspiracy in the game that I'm looking forward to see how this unfold and how this unravel between Faith and also her brother Akira. I can't wait to see how that plays out. And if you guys are looking to play something that's on the lines of Devil May Cry or Nier Automata, and you have a Nintendo Switch, I advise you to go give this game a try, Astral Chains. I'm definitely gonna be doing a review on the game after I after I finish the game, give you my overall thoughts and what I feel about the game overall. But from what I'm talking about right now, I'm really enjoying it. I'm very impressed with it. I wish I would have started this sometime earlier. But that wraps up this video. I definitely want to hear your thoughts. Have you guys played Astral Chain? What do you think about the game? Please, no spoilers in the comment section or anything, but I definitely want to hear your thoughts. And for those of you who own a Nintendo Switch and never decided to grab the game, after me giving my first impression of the game, will you consider to give this game a try? Because this game is really cool. So if you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. It really helps me in the algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed, I advise you to subscribe if you like my content. And if you are a subscriber, please just check and make sure that you still subscribe, because YouTube just have a habit of just removing people from my subscription for some reason. I don't know why. But that wraps up the video. If you want to hear more news related to Astral Chain or just Nintendo Switch in general, hit the bell to be notified. This is MugenLord signing off. See you game fiends later. Peace out. It looks like you reached the end of the video. Well, while you're at it, check out some of my other discussion videos by clicking on the annotations below. And don't forget to follow me on other social media platforms to stay up to date with future content. Signing off.